Excuses have a way of trapping us in our current circumstances. They whisper to us that it's acceptable to settle for the status quo, to delay pursuing our dreams, and to postpone actions that we know are crucial for our growth and success. In the moment, they seem valid, almost comforting. They justify our inaction and let us feel at ease about our choices. Yet when we look back at our lives, we won't remember the excuses we made. Instead, we'll recall the countless opportunities we let slip through our fingers, the risks we never took, and the moments when fear or self-doubt held us back from seizing the day. People have honed the art of excusing their stagnation. They often claim they lack time, yet spend hours mindlessly scrolling through social media or binge-watching TV shows. They assert insufficient financial resources while indulging in purchases that bring little to no long-term value. They express feelings of inadequacy with their experience while remaining complacent and never taking the first step toward acquiring new skills. In reality, excuses are often just a shield against the discomfort of change, because change is daunting. Growth involves grappling with uncertainty, and pushing ourselves beyond our limits feels uncomfortable. But let's be real. So does living with regret. So does being trapped in a cycle of unfulfilled potential. So does waking up years later and realizing that our own excuses have anchored us firmly in place. Some of the most insidious excuses are those that present as rational. Phrases like, "I'm too old to start over," "I'm too young to be taken seriously," "I don't have the right connections," or "I don't know where to begin," may sound reasonable, but they mask a deeper issue. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of appearing foolish, and fear of dedicating effort without immediate results can all hinder our progress. However, every individual who has achieved greatness has contended with similar fears. The distinguishing factor is that they refuse to allow those fears to dictate their actions. It's crucial to understand that there will never be a perfect moment to initiate change. Life won't present you with a scenario where every factor aligns perfectly, where you feel completely prepared, and where no risks or uncertainties exist. That's why it's vital to take action anyway. You must be willing to move forward even when fear lurks in the background, even when uncertainty clouds your vision, and even when discomfort threatens to hold you back. If you continue to wait for that ideal moment, you will find yourself trapped in a perpetual cycle of anticipation, waiting indefinitely. Many people claim they'll start their journey tomorrow, but when that tomorrow arrives, they invariably conjure up another excuse. Others promise themselves they'll begin next week, next month, or next year, but the cycle persists. Before they know it, years have passed, and they remain ensnared in the same patterns, still crafting the same justifications and telling themselves the same deceptive narratives about their lack of progress. Excuses serve as self-deceptive stories we create to rationalize our inertia. To break free, you must hold yourself accountable. When you catch yourself making excuses, you need to confront that behavior head-on. It's essential to differentiate between genuine constraints, like being truly busy or facing financial hardships, and the possibility that you might simply be avoiding the discomfort associated with taking that vital first step. Once you peel away the layers of excuses, you're left with a singular choice: to take action and initiate change, or to remain stagnant, choosing inaction over growth. Successful individuals are not defined by their perfect conditions. Rather, they are the ones who have actively refused to succumb to their excuses. They find pathways to success even amidst adversity. They utilize the resources available to them and persevere through slow progress rather than waiting for circumstances to become favorable. They understand that waiting can often be just another form of shirking responsibility. While comfort may feel appealing, it rarely leads to success. Comfort tends to keep you entrenched in familiar routines, repeating the same patterns and settling for a life that falls short of your true potential. The instant you stop acknowledging and accepting your excuses is the moment transformative change begins. The act of taking full responsibility for your life, choices, and future is the catalyst for regaining control and pursuing your aspirations consciously. Take note of Winston Churchill's profound words. "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." So rise to the occasion. Get moving. Start now. Your future is waiting just beyond the threshold. but it won't linger indefinitely. The time for action is now. Embrace it. When you begin to take meaningful steps towards self-improvement and personal growth, you inevitably invite a range of reactions from those around you. Some individuals, perhaps even those you thought would cheer you on, may express doubt. Others might actively attempt to discourage your efforts. You may even encounter questions about why you are striving for change, not out of genuine concern for your well-being, but because your progress forces them to confront their own insecurities. When you pursue growth, you challenge the status quo, prompting others to examine their own life choices, something that many find uncomfortable and even frightening. It's essential to recognize that not everyone currently in your life is meant to accompany you on your journey to the next level. Some relationships serve a specific purpose or are intended to last only a season. Learning this can be one of the toughest lessons to grasp. As you evolve, there may be individuals you naturally outgrow. When you seek to elevate your life, it's possible that you will leave some friends or acquaintances behind, not because you no longer value them, but because you are prioritizing your future over their comfort. Choosing to pursue your ambitions means you refuse to remain stagnant simply to ensure others feel secure where they are. Throughout your journey, you will encounter those who laugh at your dreams. Some will insist that your goals are unattainable. You may hear reminders of past failures, as if those moments define your potential today. But it's crucial to remember, the doubts and naysayers do not determine who you are or what you are capable of achieving. Their limited perspectives cannot confine your aspirations. At the core, what truly matters is your belief in yourself and your vision. Interestingly, it is often those closest to you, your family, friends, and lifelong acquaintances, who may struggle to embrace your ambitions. This resistance doesn't stem from malice. Rather, it arises from their inability to see the new version of you that is emerging. They view you through the lens of your past, the mistakes you've made, the struggles you've faced, and the times you may have stumbled. They mistakenly assume that this is all you will ever be. But it's essential to understand that you are not defined by your history, nor are you constrained by the judgments of others. You need to liberate yourself from the desire to prove naysayers wrong. Engaging in lengthy debates or seeking validation from those who do not support your aspirations is a misuse of your energy. Instead, let your achievements and progress serve as your powerful rebuttal. Allow your growth to speak for itself and demonstrate your capabilities through tangible results. Sometimes walking your path may feel lonely. You may find yourself misunderstood or even labeled as someone who has changed. Embrace this reality, for change is a fundamental aspect of growth. Elevating your life often means creating distance from those who do not understand your journey. If you invest too much effort in maintaining connections with everyone, you risk losing sight of who you are meant to become. The truth is that the people destined to be part of your journey will show up as support, even if they don't completely grasp your vision. They will celebrate your advancements rather than hinder them. The right individuals will inspire and uplift you, propelling you forward rather than dragging you down. If someone in your life struggles to accept your expansion, recognize that this is their challenge to face, not yours. In pursuing your big dreams, it's critical to stand firm against the influence of small-minded opinions. Don't allow fear of judgment to deter you from following your purpose. Your self-belief must outweigh the perceptions of others. Remember, at the end of the day, those who doubted your ambitions won't bear the burden of regret should you choose not to pursue your dreams. You will. Embrace your potential, trust in your journey, and never shy away from the growth that awaits you. People may love you. They may support you in your endeavors. They may even genuinely wish the best for you, but one crucial truth remains. They won't do the work for you. That responsibility lies squarely on your shoulders. If you find yourself not where you want to be in life, it's essential to take a hard, honest look at the choices you've made. Because every single decision you've ever taken has culminated in the situation you're currently in. Every habit you've developed, every action you've taken or neglected to take, and every excuse you've clung to have all contributed to the life you are living right now. If you're unhappy with your current circumstances, it signals a clear message. It's time to make different choices. It's time to stop shifting blame onto your circumstances or other people and start reclaiming control over your life. It's all too easy to point fingers and play the victim. It's simple to say, I didn't have the same opportunities others did, or I didn't receive the right kind of support. Many people fall into the trap of thinking, I wasn't given the same chances. However, successful individuals choose not to dwell on what they lack. They focus on what they can do with the resources and opportunities available to them. They don't wallow in self-pity, and they certainly don't waste time lamenting about what's missing from their lives. Instead, they take stock of their current situation and make it work to their advantage. Consider those who began with nothing, individuals who faced daunting challenges, far greater than many can fathom, but ultimately found success. They didn't achieve their dreams because someone handed them a golden opportunity. They didn't reach their goals due to sheer luck. They persevered because they refused to give up. They didn't wait for circumstances to improve or for the stars to align. They took the initiative, worked relentlessly, and created their own opportunities. Understand this. No one is going to knock on your door and deliver success to you. You have to go out and claim it for yourself. It requires commitment, showing up day after day and putting in the effort. Even when the going gets tough, even when your motivation is low, even when exhaustion threatens to overwhelm you, and especially when it seems like your efforts are yielding no visible results. This unwavering determination is what sets successful individuals apart from those who falter. Rather than waiting for life to change in their favor, they proactively change their lives through their actions. Your excuses are not extraordinary. Your fears are not singular. Each and every one of us confronts self-doubt, faces struggles, and has valid reasons to give up. But the difference lies in how we respond to these challenges. Winners are those who push through adversity. They take responsibility for their own lives and understand that success isn't just handed to you. It's something that must be earned through grit and perseverance. And the only person with the ability to earn it on your behalf is you. Not everyone will support your journey. Not everyone will believe in your dreams. And not everyone will cheer you on when you decide to make a significant change in your life. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Too many individuals allow the opinions and judgments of others to keep them stagnant. They let doubt, criticism, and negativity from those around them stifle their ambitions and prevent them from chasing after what they truly desire. They diminish themselves to conform, play small to keep others comfortable, and silence their own aspirations to maintain peace. But in the end, this life is yours to live, not theirs. Fear has a sneaky way of convincing us that we need absolute certainty before taking any action, that we have to know precisely how everything will unfold before we take that first step. The reality, however, is that this level of certainty is an illusion. No one ever possesses all the answers before embarking on a journey. Every individual at some point steps into the unknown without knowing how things will turn out. They do it anyway. They muster the courage to take that first step, often in the face of uncertainty and fear, because they understand a fundamental truth. Clarity is born from action, not from inaction or waiting. Fear is a constant companion. It doesn't simply vanish because we ignore it or wish it away. It persists because, at a subconscious level, we've allowed it to dictate our choices. The only viable path to overcoming fear lies in confronting it head-on. This means doing the very thing we dread, stepping boldly into the unknown, even when our hands tremble, our hearts race, and our minds swirl with doubts. It's only after taking that courageous step that we come to a powerful realization. Fear isn't as formidable as we imagined. It derives its strength from our willingness to allow it to dictate our actions. Every remarkable achievement, every significant breakthrough, every inspiring success story began with someone who felt that same fear, but chose to act despite it. These individuals didn't let fear serve as a justification for inaction. Instead, they grappled with the discomfort of uncertainty and chose to embrace the pain of potential failure over the stagnation of remaining exactly where they were. Fear, while a daunting hurdle, becomes a manageable obstacle once you decide to confront it, to move towards your goals regardless of your apprehension, and to reclaim control over your life. Understand this. Nobody's going to swoop in to rescue you. There won't be a magical moment when your dream life is handed to you, wrapped in a neat bow. It's your responsibility, your dreams, your success, your happiness, your growth, your future. are all predicated on your actions. This realization is pivotal. Everything shifts the moment you acknowledge that waiting for someone else to change your circumstances will keep you precisely where you are, forever trapped in a cycle of blame and excuses. Many individuals squander their potential by dwelling on their circumstances, lamenting perceived unfairness, and pointing fingers at everything and everyone except themselves. Yes, life can be unjust, and perhaps you didn't start with the same advantages as others or have faced unique challenges. But none of that absolves you of your responsibility to shape your own life. No one will come to empathize with your plight and miraculously grant you a new life. If you desire change, you must be the agent of that change. You have to take bold, decisive actions to forge a different path. Too often, people wait for permission to pursue greatness, hoping for the right moment to act, for someone to validate their dreams or to encourage them to chase their aspirations. However, if you continue to wait for permission, you will find yourself indefinitely stalled. The only validation you genuinely require comes from within. The authority to transform your life resides solely with you. You don't need to rely on others to believe in your potential. It is imperative that you cultivate that belief in yourself. At the end of the day, no one else is as invested in your future as you are. It is essential to become your own advocate and push yourself toward the life you envision. Fear has a powerful way of holding individuals captive, often for years or even an entire lifetime. It creeps in quietly, whispering doubts in your ear, instilling the belief that stepping into the unknown is fraught with danger, too risky, too difficult, too unpredictable. This insidious voice convinces you that remaining in your current situation is safer, easier, and far more comfortable. Yet therein lies the real issue: comfort. While it may provide a sense of security in the short term, in the long run, comfort becomes a prison, a barrier to personal growth, evolution, and the realization of your full potential. Many people do not fail because they lack capability. Instead, they often fail because they never take the leap to try. They become so accustomed to their routines, to what feels familiar, that they convince themselves that any change is unnecessary. Yet deep down, an intrinsic longing stirs, an unmistakable pull that urges them to explore the uncharted territories of their existence. This inner voice gently whispers, "There is so much more for you." The tragedy is that fear often drowns out this voice, leading to inaction. Fear breeds self-doubt. It promotes a relentless cycle of questioning your worth and capabilities. Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? Am I deserving of something greater? As these questions swirl, you find yourself sitting on your dreams, ignoring your aspirations, and watching as others pursue the very lives you envy. It's important to realize that those living out their dreams are not inherently better than you. They simply refuse to let fear dictate their paths. They felt the fear but chose to act courageously in spite of it. Every time you allow fear to dictate your decisions, you are consciously choosing to remain stagnant. You are resigning yourself to giving up on your potential before you've even made an effort. Settling for less may seem acceptable initially, but over time, it yields a profound sense of regret. You might find yourself pondering the what-ifs of life, what you could have accomplished, whom you could have become if only you had summoned the courage to take that crucial first step. And when it comes to regret, that pain often surpasses even the fear of failure. The fear of failure is one of the most pervasive myths people cling to. The reality is that failing is not the worst outcome imaginable. The true tragedy lies in never trying at all. When you experience failure, you learn, adapt, and grow. You discover what works and what doesn't, gathering invaluable insights along the way. Every successful person you admire has faced failure countless times. It's a badge of honor in their journey. The key difference lies in their response. They did not allow failure to define or deter them. Instead, they embraced it as a stepping stone, an essential part of their evolution. Equally paralyzing is the fear of judgment, which can stifle ambition just as effectively as the fear of failure. Countless individuals hold back from pursuing their dreams out of concern over what others might think or say. They shy away from opportunities because they fear ridicule, criticism, or feeling foolish. However, the reality is that judgment is simply part of life. You'll be scrutinized regardless of your choices, If you choose to play it safe and remain in your comfort zone, people will have opinions. If you opt to take risks and chase something significant, people will still have something to say. So if judgment is an unavoidable aspect of the human experience, why not invest your energy in what brings you genuine happiness? Why not pursue your true desires and aspirations? In the end, the journey to embracing change and allowing yourself the freedom to pursue dreams is not just about overcoming fear. It's a commitment to living a life that resonates with your truest self. Take a moment to reflect on the last 5 years of your life. How many promises did you make to yourself about things you wanted to achieve, only to find them collecting dust? How many of your dreams did you place on the back burner, telling yourself you'd pursue them one day? And crucially, how much further along could you be right now if you had taken action when those ideas first sparked in your mind? It's important to recognize that time is not the issue. You have the same 24 hours available to you as everyone else. The real challenge lies in how you choose to spend that time. Too often, you find yourself engulfed in mindless scrolling through social media feeds, binge watching episode after episode of the latest shows, or procrastinating on meaningful projects and aspirations. You may convince yourself that you're too busy, but when you examine your daily routine, it becomes clear you're not busy. You're opting for comfort and distraction over purposeful progress. As long as this choice remains unchallenged, nothing will change, and your goals will remain out of reach. Fear plays a significant role in this stagnation. Many of us hesitate to take that first step out of concern for failure. We don't embark on new ventures because we doubt our capabilities, worrying that we might not be good enough or that we lack what it takes to succeed. In these moments, we convince ourselves that if we wait long enough, the fear will dissipate on its own. But the reality is that fear is an ever-present companion. It doesn't just disappear as you move forward. Instead of waiting for fear to fade, you can learn to navigate through it. The only path to building confidence, improving your skills, and evolving into the person you aspire to become is to take that leap of faith. Ideally, before you feel completely ready. Many people claim they're waiting for a sign, a clear signal that it's time to act. But consider this. How many signs do you truly require? Each new day offers a sign. Every instance of feeling stuck provides a cue. Every time you dream of changing your life but allow the moment to slip by without action, that's a sign in itself. The truth is, deep down, you already possess the knowledge of what needs to be done. You understand what's holding you back. The challenge isn't in knowing what to do, it's in taking that critical first step. Excuses will always be present if you seek them out. There will consistently be reasons to delay, unforeseen circumstances, the perfect moment that never arrives, or the inconvenient timing that makes starting feel burdensome. However, those who find success in life don't wait for the perfect scenario to begin their journey. They adapt, using the resources and opportunities available to them right now. They start from their current position, embracing the inevitability of making mistakes and experiencing failures along the way. What sets them apart is their determination to keep moving forward, as they understand that one day is often merely another way of saying never. But here's the undeniable truth. Every time you hit the snooze button on your life, you are making a conscious choice. A choice to settle for mediocrity, a choice to remain stagnant, a choice to squander the precious time you've been granted. Time is the most irreplaceable asset you possess. You can earn more money, forge new friendships, and rectify past mistakes, but you cannot rewind time. Once it slips away, it is gone forever. The most heartbreaking realization is looking back and acknowledging that you had countless opportunities to change your trajectory, yet you continually postponed action for later, for tomorrow, or for the elusive right time that never materialized. Excuses come easily. We often convince ourselves that we are merely waiting for the ideal moment, the perfect circumstances, or the right opportunity to present itself. However, what we are truly waiting for is the permission to trust ourselves, permission to believe that we are capable of making those changes. We long for a sign, an external force to nudge us into action, but the reality is harsh. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to show up, take you by the hand, and guide you into the life you've envisioned for yourself. That responsibility lies solely with you. It's your journey to embark upon. The individuals who truly succeed, the ones who break free from their past and embrace a brighter future, are not necessarily the most intelligent, luckiest, or naturally gifted. They are the ones who made a decisive choice. They grew weary of waiting, weary of hoping, and weary of witnessing life pass them by while they sat on the sidelines. One day something ignited within them. They stood up and took that pivotal first step. They didn't have all the answers or a clear roadmap laid out before them. What they did understand was that remaining passive would lead them nowhere. Let's reflect honestly. How many times have you made promises to yourself that you didn't fulfill? How often have you vowed to make a change, only to find yourself in the same situation, repeating the same excuses? You told yourself that you would launch that business, sever ties with that toxic relationship, commit to a healthier lifestyle, save money, pursue your passions, or stop wasting time. Yet here you are, still making those same declarations, still trapped in a cycle of excuses, still waiting for an external force to propel you into the life you desire. It's time to stop waiting and start acting. The change you seek begins with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to pause and truly listen to what I'm about to share today, not just with your ears, but with your hearts, because this might be the wake-up call you've been yearning for. Life isn't waiting for you to be ready. It doesn't take a break for your excuses or your fears, and it certainly doesn't care how comfortable you feel in your current circumstances. The clock keeps ticking relentlessly, and the pressing question for each of you is, will you continue to hit the snooze button on your life, or will you finally awaken and seize the opportunity for change? Many of you find yourselves trapped in the same rut, living day in and day out in a job that drains your energy, clinging to toxic relationships that diminish your spirit, or perpetuating habits that undermine your well-being. You often say, one day I'm going to get my life together. One day I will chase my dreams. But let me be clear. One day isn't marked on any calendar. If you don't take action today, what makes you so sure that tomorrow will be any different? Life has a remarkable way of moving forward, regardless of whether we feel prepared. Each day the sun rises, time relentlessly marches on, and the world keeps spinning. Yet some of us remain in a deep slumber, shackled by the same old patterns and waiting for a sign or a miracle to propel us into motion. We hit the snooze button, not just on our alarms, but also on our dreams, goals, and the vast potential that lies within us. We say, just a little longer, just one more day. I'll start next week. I'll make changes next month. And before we know it, years slip by, leaving us in the same stagnant place, pondering why nothing has shifted. It isn't that we don't yearn for a better life. It isn't that we lack the desire to grow, to achieve, or to transform into something more significant than who we are right now. The real issue lies in the power of comfort. Comfort convinces us that our current situation is sufficient, even when a deeper part of us recognizes that we are meant for something greater. Comfort softly whispers that change is daunting, risky, and filled with uncertainty, so we remain where we are. We persist in jobs that fill us with frustration, cling to relationships that drain our energy, and practice harmful habits. Not out of genuine desire, but because the idea of change feels too overwhelming, too challenging to confront. So today, I challenge you. Break free from the grips of comfort. Embrace the discomfort of growth and take that first step towards the life you truly deserve. The time for change is now.